Fort McAllister has a full slate of activities this Saturday. They're offering an edible plant hike to show you what you can and can't eat out in nature. You'll also learn about plants that have medicinal and other practical uses. Autumn Pino leads the hikes. She says the hikes are aimed to prepare outdoorsmen in case they find themselves stranded from a boat wreck or other unfortunate events. We asked her the best and worst tasting plants on Fort McAllister.
Farkleberries, a lot of people really like those, and we also have high bush blueberries in the spring. Also, the heart of palm is really popular, especially in Florida. They have a festival down there called the Cabbage Palmetto Festival, where they just go out and harvest a whole bunch of these things and eat them. The worst tasting thing is much easier. This is what they call a saw palmetto over here, and I've not eaten one, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm not quite brave enough for this yet. Really late summer, early part of the fall, they put on berries. And DeSoto and his men had actually shipwrecked somewhere along the St. Johns River and had been wandering around for days in the woods without food, hadn't eaten for days. They didn't know the land, so they didn't know what they could and couldn't eat. Some native people found them, brought them back to their village, and the chief was actually in there eating these particular berries, and once he was done eating them, he presented them to the men, who began to try to scarf them down because they hadn't eaten for days, but unfortunately they weren't able to get them down, because they described them as tasting as a combination of rotten blue cheese dipped in tobacco juice.
But there's so much fiber in saw palmetto, right?
At least it doesn't taste like chicken.
In addition to the scenery and the survival knowledge, Pino says the hike also provides her with a big opportunity to teach visitors about history, as well as ecology and our relationship with the land. Man, we learn all kinds of stuff around here. Edible plant hikes are scheduled both tomorrow and Sunday at the times you see on your screen. You'll have to pay $4 plus the $5 parking fee. Park officials say these hikes have seen a pretty big spike in popularity recently, so even though reservations aren't required, you want to call the park ahead of time. Just want to make sure there's still space